PC Master Race for life.
Amen, brother.
I guess welcome to Hostility in the Morning. I'm your host, John, joined today by
Nathan.
Ian.
Steven.
And not a console gamer, Matthew.
I mean, okay, to be completely honest in
Console
here,
peasant. Get it right.
does anyone
It's
in
true,
here
true, true,
actually like use a console as their main gaming device?
I do.
Okay, one. We have we have some representation. All
I like to
right.
speak to HR. I'm uncomfortable. I was told that we were all PC Master Race here.
I was gonna say it's like I've actually, especially in my years these days, it's like I'm pretty much just gaming agnostic. PC is still where I typically game, but like
Okay, but the antiques that you've been collecting and gaming, I mean, I don't know if I would consider.
there's a PS5 sitting right
Oh,
in the
that's
main
right. I forgot
console.
you have that thing.
Yeah, and a PS4 Pro and a standard PS4. I have
A collection.
and Xbox One X's and stuff. Like, I yes, there's a collection. If you haven't got the theme, today we're gonna be talking about the current state of gaming in 2025. How good, how bad, anything in between. Really, it is
It depends heavily on which direction you're looking.
100%. Because if you're looking at the mainstream side of gaming, it doesn't look great at
bleak.
all. Yeah, it looks real bad. All right, I guess we should get.
I think the only like light in the tunnel is Clair Obscure Expedition 33 right now.
As
That-
far as
that-
games specifically, yes.
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 Yeah.
Well, let's get the console gamer's perspective first. Nathan, what's your opinion?
I actually would generally agree. So there has been, well, we'll touch on part of this when we get into handhelds, but we'll stick to must be plugged into wall, must be plugged into screen, except for Nintendo because they just don't have just that anymore.
Or Xbox.
Xbox, there really hasn't been an update for them in a while. The only current, like what I would consider a traditional console, it's really only the PlayStation 5 that's current from a hardware perspective, in my opinion.
Basically, because they have the PS4 Pro that recently came out, but like
PS5 Pro.
PS5 Pro. Thank you.
You're like, what, 4 or 5 years behind?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Uh,
So there's
It's
that.
7
getting
years
old, it's
behind.
okay.
yeah, it's fine.
The
mind's
current
slipping.
generation of consoles that's already been around for like 5 years. Can you believe that? 2020.
2020, yeah.
2020.
Apple-
The PS5 was 2020?
We're already 5
Yes.
years into the current console cycle.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Nintendo is
You feel
the
old yet, Steven?
Well, Nintendo is the only one that I had seen for the past year.
The Xbox
significant
360 is 20 years old.
Stop.
significant discussions about as far as the new like Switch 2 that just
2005.
launched.
2007 when it came out.
2005. Xbox 360.
2007.
2005. Look it up. So the Xbox
Actually-
360, because we're whispering.
Actually, no,
the
it-
Xbox
it-
360 was 2005. The PS3
It
and
was-
the Wii was 2006.
It was prior. I had
Shoot,
my
it was 2000. I thought
yeah,
it
no,
was
I had
07.
my
What
Xbox
was 07?
360 like a year before I graduated high school, and I
One of the other
graduated in
versions, most
07.
likely,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
maybe that's when
Anyway,
they stopped
sorry.
having the Red Ring of Death.
Back to Nathan.
that never stopped. Continue.
I never had one actually.
I had two
I
that
had-
did.
I had 4 360s and none of them did.
I had
Until I started trying to screw with one of them.
Did
and
you have
that
one of the
made it
OG
have it.
360s, or did you get like the
It-
refreshes?
The
No.
one that I was screwing with was the OG 360.
So the question you have to ask, did your 360 have or did not have an HDMI port?
yes.
Did not.
Okay, my original one didn't. That was the first run. That was the real bad one. Then they came out with the one with the HDMI port. Then it was the Jasper consoles. Then after the Jasper consoles, they did
Or the Jaspers, the Slims.
no.
Mhm.
The Slims were after that. No, the Jaspers were the ones
These were
that
still the full fat ones.
yeah, these were the full fat. Like you
It
had
was an
the
internal refresh.
Yeah, you had the Elite. That was the black one, and then you had the white version of the Elite. It was just a Jasper board. It was what
Mhm.
was supposed to fix the Red Ring of Death, which they couldn't fix in those ones because they made the PCB too thin. And when they got hot, they bowed. And that's what was causing the breaks and the issues with the solder balls underneath the BGAs and things of that
Mhm.
nature. Which, again, that's way too much into the weeds.
Thermodynamics.
Still the
Strikes
best.
again.
Still the best console controller that's ever been made.
100%, 100% agree.
Xbox One controller is pretty good. I would still contest that the Xbox 360 controller is the GOAT.
Part of it
period,
might be
end of
nostalgia,
statement.
but it definitely does. It just has the right feel
Yep.
to it.
There's
They just
the right
nailed
angles,
it.
the right
Because-
curves, the
because
right
it
position
wasn't-
of the buttons.
Yes, and also it was one of the only controllers that had an actual trigger. They
Yep.
were triggers.
yeah,
Okay, but this was-
the spring loaded,
Have you-
like, yeah.
This was 20 years ago, though. We're talking about current state of gaming, not Gaming that was.
Gaming hasn't
Let
been
me
good
relive the
since
glory.
the 360
That's
age.
right.
Bring back the 360.
I will say I have the current generation of Xbox Elite controllers because that's the only one that I could find that was rechargeable.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, so I got it. I really like it. I literally the
Yeah, I think
only
the
thing
one
I
I
use it
have-
for is racing and the
Yeah.
occasional GTA.
I have
but
I think it's it's the Windows compatible Xbox One controller, I believe, is what I have. Which I think is still very similar to that. And there's
They're
not
basically the
much
same.
different.
They
than
updated the D-pad.
original.
They updated some of the
Yeah.
the triggers.
There's
That's
a
about it.
slight difference, but it's not noticeable enough to like dog it, and say. Yeah, but still, the OG, the GOAT is the 360
I agree.
controller.
my
IMO.
biggest knock on the Xbox Elite controller is that the
Build quality is bad. It is.
I have not had an issue with that. My issue has been that you can take the sticks off, and with a small child, that's an issue.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Put the standing desk at full height.
Yeah,
Oh,
Leave it on
if,
there.
If I see him coming, it goes up.
yeah. No, it's
He's
like,
tall enough now that he can grab
So,
my
like,
mouse.
the Xbox controllers were my go-to for use everywhere. I only recently switched, and it's for one reason only, to the PlayStation, the Dual Edge controller, because it is the only controller I can actually use for multiple hours without getting a hand cramp. The ergonomics on that thing is very good, and the build quality, it's been great. I haven't had any issues with it, because usually with the PlayStation controllers, they are the one few I've always had stick drift.
Is that the new
Yeah,
PS5 one? Okay.
yep.
The dual sense controller.
I haven't-
DualSense, not Dual Edge. DualSense, thank you.
I haven't.
Yep.
I haven't used any of the PS5 controllers, so I have no experience.
Yeah,
with
they're
I thought you
they're
said that
good.
you were using the Steam controller.
I was using the Steam controller for a while. I retired it for a little bit. It comes out when I play Civ in the living room, because it is the only controller I found you can properly play Civ with.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the
Is
Steam
that the one
controller
that's
too.
like built upside down with the trackpad?
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
It is actually a really function.
Backwards.
It
not
backwards.
upside down, it's backwards.
It got a lot of crap because
Sure. 'Cause
because
the-
of those
instead
thumb
of-
pads.
Going out, they come in. The grips do. It's not upside down, just backwards.
It feels it. I used to have a couple. It felt like a Xbox controller that got flipped upside down.
Kind of. I have to tell you, you have to use it for like 3 days straight, and then it becomes very intuitive. If you don't do that and actually take the time to configure it, you're gonna have a terrible time with the old Steam controller. Which hopefully, it sounds like Valve is gonna revive the Steam controller with the Steam controller 2.
All they need to
What?
do is just take the screen out of the middle, slam those two things together,
Hey, are they
and it's
gonna
good.
are they gonna actually make a new Steam Link too? Because I loved my Steam
No.
Link.
The Steam Link is actually dead because it became an app now, and the app is actually
app-
quite good.
I have never had any luck with the app. Every time I try and launch it to play anything on my TV, it
I don't run it on the TV. You do need to. I do recommend getting a dedicated box for it, or run it like, again, if you have an old computer, just toss it out there and run the app off that. It works great. Go
Some
ahead.
really quick troubleshooting. Is this an app built into your TV?
Yes.
not built in, but it would be downloaded. Yeah.
Okay, I would check. Is this like an Android TV?
Yes.
Okay, I would check the settings on your desktop, because I know there's some issues. I ran into the same issue with my Steam Deck,
Mhm.
where I was like, "This is trash," and I went and looked. It's either hardware encoding on
So
the
it's not
desktop or something similar to that. That if you turn it off, you get just dramatically better results.
it's not a streaming issue or like refresh or anything like that. It's a connectivity. Like I can I can Bluetooth my controller to the TV,
Mhm.
and it's supposed to control the computer,
Mhm.
but it refuses to. Or it'll do this weird thing where it will connect, and then I'll be moving around and like trying to select the game or something, and then it's just like, oh wait, you're using keyboard and mouse. There's not a keyboard and mouse connected.
I solved that problem by just putting a gaming PC in the living room.
I am not that fortunate at the moment.
I know.
Children get in the way of that.
So the current state of gaming.
Gaming, well, I'm going to kind of go from the mainstream side first, because that's where I think a lot of people are going to resonate more with the topic, because definitely have to look at the Switch 2 that literally just came out, and
At the time of recording.
as of the time of recording.
Burn it.
It's been getting a lot of hate and for very valid reasons.
Burn it.
And then you have to look at, all the, I'm going to just say, corporate gaming that is out there. You have your Call of Duties, you have your EAs with how they've absolutely massacred Battlefield, which
Call of Duty somehow continues to be more and more disappointing with every new iteration of it, even though it has hit rock bottom over and over again.
It has.
Gamer Bro's still gonna buy it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the problem.
Call of Duty has hit such a low that they went back to Vanguard.
Yeah,
Like they went back to a 5-year-old map now to try and retain players.
yeah. No, it's a yeah.
Because we're up to
wow,
like
for
what, Black
Verdansk,
Ops
you
7, is that what was just
Verdansk, yeah.
announced?
what?
Black Ops 7?
Yeah, Black Ops 7 just got announced, yes.
You feel old yet, Steven?
Every day.
I remember,
sir.
was Black Ops 2, was that 2012 or 2013?
2012.
I don't want
okay.
to hear about anything. Black
Because
Ops.
that was still 360.
13 years ago.
Black
That
Ops
was still
OG, that was
360
it.
era.
Black Ops 2 is
Black
now
Ops 2 was a good game.
Black
Black
Ops 2
Ops-
is now a teenager.
I need you to stop. I need you to not.
This went from the current state of gaming episode to the make Steven feel old
God,
episode.
right? Well, it's
Anyways.
not hard actually.
So current state of gaming, Switch 2, it is absolute trash. I'm sorry. Anytime that a manufacturer is going to sell you something for $450 and then you don't then in its
They're
license,
charging money for the tech demo.
yeah, basically they literally have it in their licensing agreement that when you buy the Switch 2, you do not own it. Nintendo reserves the right to own it, and heaven forbid something glitches out and Nintendo's like, oh, you're trying to mod the Switch. We're just gonna brick it now.
So for the listeners that are closer to Steven's age that remember when the Wii launched, basically, if you can imagine, the Wii launches, and
I do
instead
feel
of
personally attacked.
okay, instead of games being on the disc, all the disc does is just give you a license to download the game. And if you do anything at all to like homebrew your console or whatever, they're gonna brick it. Like that's basically what they did.
Again,
And you have to pay for Wii Sports.
yes.
You don't get Wii Sports out of the box. They're making you pay for it.
It's unacceptable.
Mhm.
Really
Yeah,
is.
it's very Nintendo of them. Like they have been on this path for quite a long time of the anti-consumer train. Like that's just what Nintendo has done. They're very think highly of themselves that they can just do whatever they want.
$80 games.
Well, that's just industry standard now.
Nobody else did that outside of like the deluxe stuff.
No,
Like that was a
that-
thing. But like Diablo 4, that was $70. Everything that I can think of off the top of my head, all the AAA titles, they
AAAs were
stayed at like
60 for a long
70.
time.
And now Nintendo comes out the gate, they're like, "Oh yeah, $80 for Mario Kart." And they're
For Mario Kart?
for Mario Kart.
Yep.
For part of their presentation was like, "Well, we don't want this to be like setting the standard for the games industry, but everybody knows."
As soon as someone does it once,
Yeah.
as
and
soon as
gets
your
away
base
with it.
price for a
Yeah.
game is $80, everyone's now going to do it.
This is why the PC Master Race, yes, the hardware is more expensive, but you make up for it with Steam sales. You just don't buy. You buy a game 2 years later.
And just
Done.
being patient. That's
Yeah.
that's the big thing is being patient now because for the
if
other
you're not
consoles,
playing super competitive multiplayer,
correct. I
games.
was saying for the other consoles, like as well, argument in their favor is wait 6 months. You can usually get the game half off, brand new. You're fine. No problem there, physical and digital, usually around that same time. But on the Nintendo side, when was the last time you saw a brand new Switch game on sale for under $40?
I can't think of it. Cause see, when I was buying Nintendo games, what I would do is I would wait for the GameStop Black Friday sales when they would do the buy
Yep.
2 get one free.
Yep.
That was the best deal right there, especially when I had like the GameStop Pro subscription or whatever. Like that was the move. That was the move.
Always. That's why my smallest game library next to my Dreamcast that I own is my Switch collection.
What? Oh my god.
Okay, for the
Sorry,
listeners
we're-
over
we're-
here,
yeah,
they're looking at the PS5 Pro, the 30th anniversary limited edition bundle,
Did-
which does
It
look
looks
sick.
cool. It's a throwback, but like
It's $1,000.
They-
$1,000? No.
I can't.
They do
Does it come
they,
with the VR headset too?
no.
It comes with two controllers.
What's this little controller doodad with the little screen in the
It's
middle?
2 controllers, the console, and then I believe the disc drive.
What's this guy?
Oh, that's the PlayStation Portal.
Oh, that's a thing. Is
Okay,
that
so
supposed to be
let me talk
Switch?
about this.
Oh,
Let me talk about this.
It comes with the DualSense Pro. That's one of the things.
PlayStation. The PlayStation Portal. What it is it is not a Steam Deck. It's not a. It's not
Not a
a.
Steam Deck.
It's not a self-contained
stream,
device.
It is a Steam Link handheld.
It is stupid. It's
Yeah.
stupid. They brought back a handheld and then they just like did
Buried
everything
into a
that
console.
nobody wanted it to do. Instead of being
So
like
it was
the
kind of like the Wii U.
well, instead of like the
No, this is different.
because the
This is
Wii U
different.
the Wii U made sense. This would be like if the Nintendo Switch was just a remote console for the Wii U. Like that's what this is. So instead of like the Vita where you could do remote play with PS3 and PS4 games, and it was decent, but still play Vita games and do all the PlayStation portable things. Instead of that, it's just a remote device. That's it. And as far as I know, it has to be on the same network. It's
Correct.
not. It's not
Fancy.
like a. It's not like the Vita where you could get the cell service for it
Yeah.
and then go do all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb.
And then you have Xbox over here, who is just like doing everything they can to not make another console.
They're just killing their brand, which is kind of funny.
I mean, streaming for
yeah.
them is apparently doing decently well. So I mean, why not? But they're killing studios left and right because of terrible corporate
they've turned
decisions.
into EA.
Yeah,
It's Microsoft. Oh, it's ultimately still Microsoft. We talked about this multiple times in multiple episodes. Microsoft's just not making good decisions across the board.
Okay, have you played? I'm pointing at John. Have you played the Oblivion remaster?
I have not.
I haven't either, but from what I've seen, it's actually pretty decent.
I'm waiting for the year,
Yeah.
1 year, because I guarantee you, it's gonna be one of those Twitch games you get for free.
Probably.
I almost guarantee it. That's why I'm like, no, I'm just gonna wait.
Civ 7 Humble Bundle.
Oh,
February
don't
24th.
don't even
Oh,
talk.
here we go.
I'm
Here
so
we
mad
go.
at Fraxis and what they have done to Civ 7.
I was on the verge of pulling another Battlefield 2042 where I was gonna get the Civ 7 Super Bundle or whatever, and I was like, you know what? No.
Dude, we were so hyped for Civ
Oh, yeah.
7. Like,
Couple of big
So
Civ
what's
players over
what,
here.
what's
Oh, yeah.
wrong with Civ 7?
Everything.
Everything.
Literally everything. They keep
They-
pushing
they-
out fixes and making it worse.
they did a City Skylines 2, which I'm
Yeah.
also still super pissed at how that game came
Is
out.
that
So-
in Skyline?
TLDR, Nathan.
Oh, yeah.
The UI is bad. The
Okay.
AI is bad.
Okay.
The gameplay is okay. They had some, and I
I-
haven't played this.
I
but I've played-
disagree.
It's back now.
They've-
It's back to Civ 5 style gameplay.
They had some good ideas. They had terrible implementation, and they pretty much threw away all the things that worked in the last.
I
couple of
really
games.
enjoyed
The-
Civ 5.
The
Civ
main,
5 was great, and Civ
It was a
6
good
was
game.
honestly
Civ
pretty
6
great
is
Civ
too.
6
still
was
good.
awesome. I
Yeah.
literally was playing it today.
Civ 4 is still the best in my opinion because that was the last one where you could do the stacks of doom. Some people may or may not like that, but Civ 4 is a classic.
I like Civ 4.
Classic.
Civ 5 was my favorite for the longest time. Civ 6 after the Gathering Storm update has 100% became my favorite Civ game of all time. It is
Civ 6
incredibly
is,
good.
especially with Gathering Storm, is a lot of fun. I've been playing it recently too. In the very little spare
Yeah,
time
that
I've
was
had.
just the biggest
but-
disappointment. It was just like, because we were talking about it. We work with another guy, who's a big Civ guy, and we were hyped on it for.
Are
like
you a Civ guy?
2 weeks. Oh yeah, big Civ guy.
How did I miss that?
He
Yeah.
he
Now,
plays
I
it more than
started-
I do.
I
Anyways.
started it at Civ 6, so
Okay.
I'm a more recent. But like for at least 2 to 3 weeks before the launch, we were super pumped. We were talking about it like every other day, and then it launched, and we started watching stuff about it, like people playing. He's like, I'm the type, I'm never gonna buy it day one.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna wait a little bit.
Well, especially with Civ
And-
games, because even Civ 6 had a terrible launch.
Yep.
Yeah,
but
if I remember right, it had a weird,
but-
wonky stuff.
I'll say this, but Firaxis has had a track of launching bad and then putting in updates to make it better.
like
That-
pretty quick.
Yeah, pretty quick. Yeah, but
4 was kind of the last good launch.
yeah,
Yes.
But 7, I'm sure you're about to say, nothing about the launch was good,
Mm-mm.
and like
And nothing's
Nothing's gotten
improved.
better.
nothing has improved. And it's been 4 months now.
Yeah, it was
It's
in
been-
February that it
Yeah.
launched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
4 months at the time of recording.
yeah, you can't make something better whenever the skeleton is
Mhm.
broken.
The
Like,
core is just yeah.
like Nathan. One of the core things that they added here is something that correct me if I'm wrong. It's called the ages system. There are 3 ages throughout the game.
Okay.
Each age you get a new leader.
Okay.
Each age also wipes out basically everything you've done, and you start again.
Oh heck no.
Yeah.
Heck no.
that-
So
Like,
instead of-
you
no.
can't.
it
instead of
defeats
moving
the entire
arrows, it's-
purpose
yeah.
of civilization.
You literally cannot fix that.
I want to be able to
Unless
nuke
you remove
Genghis Khan and his
Yeah.
chariots.
yes.
Well,
That's why you play this.
I don't think Genghis Khan is even in there.
Which is a
This is
travesty.
another issue with it, because the world leaders that they've chosen, for the most part, were never world leaders, and
Oh gosh.
2
They were the great persons, like they were notable figures, but they weren't
Yeah.
world leaders.
yeah. You know,
That's the thing.
I mean, we're talking. In past ones, you've had Napoleon Bonaparte, Julius Caesar,
Mhm.
Alexander
the Great. Like, these
The leaders.
true world
Yes.
leaders.
I mean, Gandhi was,
Yeah, I love how
even
the-
Gandhi was never a political
I think in
leader,
Civ-
but he was still a world
In
leader.
Civ
Yeah.
6, I think there may have been one more that I'm forgetting, but the two main, like there's two at this point in time. There's 2 U.S. presidents that they have as world leaders, and it's Theodore Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Do you-
know,
But Abraham Lincoln is a throwback to 4, where it was Abraham
Really?
Lincoln and George Washington.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in 7, the United States has Harriet Tubman as a world leader.
Okay. Harriet Tubman was a boss,
She was a great person.
Yes.
but
Great person.
not a civ leader. No.
Like, yeah,
she was,
yeah,
she was, you could call it a national leader.
Yeah.
She was a leader.
You have 40-something presidents to choose from,
yes.
and they threw all those away.
For the Americans, I expect presidents, not Harriet Tubman.
I would-
Fantastic. If you want to do a
I
game
would-
with Harriet Tubman,
I
let's
would-
go there.
I would
but
even argue, like something like George Patton before Harriet Tubman, like
A great military leader.
military
Yeah.
leaders. Like,
I'd be slightly less offended by Patton. But yeah,
It's just-
that's,
yeah, it's just-
that's what I'm saying. It's there are a
Yeah, it's the
significant
basic
number
premise of the game. It's based around, like you said, world leaders, leaders of
sad.
empires, leaders of countries, leaders of the figureheads, things
Mhm.
like that.
I think we're just
This isn't just
showcasing our small-mindedness. We don't have big enough
obviously-
imagination.
Obviously, that's what it is. But yeah, and that's just one piece. There's so many things. Everything's wrong with it, and like I know I refuse to buy it. I'm not.
They could have
spending
picked
money on it.
Obama as like
I'm actually
the world
Honestly,
leader for
yeah,
That would've
I
been
would've
fine.
yeah,
fine.
seriously.
That would have made more sense.
The only thing that
honestly.
I'm
Agreed.
actually looking to spend money on Civ related is since Civ 7 is out, so 6 has capped. They released so they had the last year before Civ 7 released, they had the season pass type thing.
The anthology edition.
Yeah, so like
The Frontier Pass was that wrapped up like 2 years ago.
but it was like anyway.
Get with the
I
time,
don't,
Steven.
I don't pay attention to stuff that closely.
The
But
year is
anyway,
2025,
They
just so you
released
know.
a bundle now. Wait, seriously, it is?
Yes.
Holy crap. But they've released a bundle now that like has all of that stuff, that DLC,
Yeah.
like in one bundle, and it's $20. And I would far rather pay the $20 for that bundle.
Do you not already have all the DLC?
No.
No, that,
It's worth it.
I know.
I know.
I
I
have
know.
up to
I've,
Gathering Storm.
I've
and
already
that's
had
it.
this argument with him. Yes.
No,
Okay, I was gonna say,
I
do
took
you
a
not
break-
have all the DLC?
I
No,
owned
okay.
all the DLC for
No, I
a
took
long
a break
time.
for
I figured.
I took a break
I'd
from
have
Civ
all the
6
DLC twice
while I
over.
was hyper focused on Farm Sim.
That's it.
25.
No, I
That's fair.
have through Gathering
That's fair.
Storm on Epic, but
Because
Steam
I'm
I
just
have
not-
everything.
So
and then I also own
Epic.
Civ on the iPad, which
Okay,
I don't
I-
have Gathering Storm on the iPad yet because it hasn't gone on
I
sale.
forgot Epic. I have it 3 times over because I have it on Epic, I have it on the Switch, and I have it on Steam.
That's
PSA
funny.
for the listeners. Yes, Steven's a old fart. I usually play one game at a time. I just fixate on one thing. I don't bounce around to a bunch of different things. And it's usually like chill stuff, like turn-based.
And that's
or
perfectly
Farm
fine.
Sim.
I've
um,
I have entered this stage in my life. Like I have tried to go back. Like I was trying to play Apex the other day, and I'm just like,
Nope, I
this-
can't.
it's too much.
now
It's too stressful. It's too.
it's-
I want to relax when I'm playing a game. I don't want to
yeah,
be
that's,
like.
that's just it. It's not even necessarily the stress. It's the
the tedium.
I want to chill out.
Yeah.
Like this is my relaxing.
It's literally
time now.
effort. It's
Yeah.
like you're having to use mental and some physical effort, like with doing all the quick stuff with your hands. And yeah, to me, it's not relaxing. The last game that I played, I do have it, and I enjoyed it. It's not I didn't stop playing it because I didn't enjoy it. It was literally that. It was I was wanting to relax, and this wasn't relaxing, but it's Helldivers 2, which is still, I
Yeah.
think, a fantastic game. But that was basically the last like higher intensity, higher tempo game that I played was Helldivers
T-pose.
2. And then, but I think what burned me out was 2020 and 2021 Call of Duty, Warzone, and actually I like the multiplayer.
Yeah, we
much
played a
more
lot of them.
than Warzone.
Yeah, Call of Duty 2019.
I just never got
Warzone
with,
was always too fast for me.
I just never got with the battle
Amen.
royale thing. I
It's
don't
fine.
mind it. It's not a bad concept. I just personally,
It's too fast for me.
Yeah, I would
think
rather.
I think Blackout was a better implementation because that was the Black Ops 4.
Yes.
That was the precursor to.
Yeah, and that's where I never got
played
to play them because the last Call of Duty I bought before.
We're still talking about previous games.
Yes.
so.
But because we're
because it's so bad right now that like we got to talk about
What's the
something
current
good.
state of gaming? It's crap. Let's talk about everything
pretty
else.
much.
That's just it. It's like right now, gaming in general, console. Yeah, literally the only like high points in physical media are PC gaming, and even then we can throw shade at people like or companies like Nvidia for still putting out a $2,000 graphics card. You have the Switch 2 that's literally like, here you can rent this from us for a small fee of $450, and then you have Xbox over here that's just kind of trying to fade themselves out, and then you have the PS5 that's really the only true console left.
It's the only
Basically.
true console, but the issue with the PS5, being an owner of it, is I bought that console for the Sony exclusives, and there really hasn't been that many heavy hitters this generation. And if they were any heavy hitters, a year or two later, they're already coming back to PC.
Because there's been what Astrobot, God of War, Ragnarok, and
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man 2 is already on PC,
Yeah.
and then the
Ragnarok's
Horizon
on the PC as
Forbidden
well.
West.
Yeah.
So
And
it's four.
Forbidden West
that's
is also
four
on the PC.
exclusives. That's it. Like The Last of Us hasn't seen anything. Uncharted
Well,
hasn't seen
no,
anything.
Last of Us only seen remasters. That's it.
Yeah.
We've only seen
we got another Uncharted remaster too.
Into
Yeah.
that point right there,
God, Uncharted 4 was so
and
good.
to that
though.
It
point
was.
right
It really
there,
was.
I was told last night that Xbox and PlayStation are going to be sharing their exclusives now, which means that everything's coming to PC anyway. So what's the point?
Xbox for sure is. I haven't heard about PlayStation's going to be sharing their exclusives with Xbox. I know they are coming to PC.
So you're going to be able
That's
to
a
play
thing through Epic.
Forza on a PlayStation.
Yes.
Wow.
That's through the whole Xbox streaming system that they're
Wow.
developing and all that. It's
So,
just,
question: how close are we in years to where the your Microsoft console is the PlayStation 5 or 6?
we're one generation away for that. Xbox is not interested in releasing hardware anymore.
Because
they're
it's
just not.
everybody's becoming publishers more than hardware companies.
And everything.
I mean,
And there was a trend where everything, like again with the PS5, was becoming more PC, where it was you're getting more choice and upgradable hardware, and the ecosystem's not as locked down as it used to be. And so, like that was nice. I do like that about the console, where it's more of this is just a box I play my games on, and I use it because it's convenient, and I'm no longer getting like that's one of the reasons why I liked PlayStation for the longest time was the storage expandability was easier. I like the UI better. The ecosystem of games I felt was better. Because, again, this was someone who grew up on Xbox. I love Xbox. I love all the exclusives they have. Halo was my jam. I always played my Splinter Cell games growing up on an Xbox. I absolutely love Gears. I will play Gears of War until I die. It's one of my favorite franchises ever. But here's the thing, is I love those games, not just for the nostalgia, but it's for of everything that came with it. The company that was pushing all of that forward. Xbox is not that same company anymore. They have now gone more towards that mainstream corporatized where this is a business. It has to make money, but we were art first, business second. Now we're business first, and art is like 12 pegs behind that.
to highlight just how much art has taken a step back. Which one is it? The Xbox One that's just a big black rectangle. Is that right? Or is it
Yeah.
the X?
It's the X.
It's the X.
The
Okay.
Series X.
Series X. Sure.
The Series X
so-
is the black tower.
Yeah.
The Series S is like the little
Okay, the
white rectangle.
X. They literally just made a black rectangle that looks like a toaster, to the point where they actually put out a Xbox branded toaster.
It
No,
was.
no,
It wasn't.
mini
It was a
fridge.
fridge.
It was a mini fridge.
It was a mini fridge.
It was a mini fridge.
Still,
No, your point still
Either
stands.
way.
Yes,
it
and it looks
like
identical.
It looked like an appliance. They made an appliance out of it. Like,
Okay, so what is and we've touched on each of these elements so far, but
Of
like
console gaming.
realistically though, with all of that being true, with the price of things and the availability of like PC compatible controllers and different platforms being streaming and so on and so forth. I mean, what is the point of buying a console when you can get an equally priced or even lesser priced mini PC that can interface with your favorite controller, that can run a streaming service that you can connect to your television and use almost exactly in the same way?
There were two reasons
No,
why.
now. I'm not talking about where. I mean, right now, what's the point?
That's where this is going to. There were two reasons why you bought a console. It was convenient,
Plug and play.
and that was where all my friends played. Those were the two reasons why,
You're missing the third one.
which is,
Blu-ray.
well, okay,
That's only
That's their
specific.
third thing, yeah.
That's a specific
if you're-
generation.
But
It-
if we're
it-
talking about
it-
PC versus
but we're
console,
not. We're not.
That is one thing.
He's
to
asking
include.
the reason why would someone get a console
Today,
these
right
days?
now,
right now.
what's the reason that you
Blu-ray.
get a
So
console?
those were physical media.
especially today. Blu-ray.
Physical media for the most part to the average gamer is bad. No one cares about physical media anymore. Got to remember that. We're not.
Except everyone
we're
at this
not
table.
The normies don't care about physical
We're
media.
not the same. We're not that demographic.
I still care
The
about physical
majority
media.
of them care about convenience. Digital is convenient. That's what they want. So, Steven, for your question, why should someone buy a console today? The only reason is that's where my friends play. But even that's becoming no longer really a barrier of entry.
If all your friends play on Xbox streaming,
That's
what?
what I was saying is that's no longer a barrier of entry much anymore because of crossplay. Crossplay has done where you're no longer locked to just playing with PlayStation people or just Xbox
Yeah.
people or just PC. Now, the PC side's still getting a little wonky because yes, you can, and also no, you can't at the same time. But for the most part, it's now you're playing against a console person or you're playing against a PC person, with some games still allowing the crossplay between console and PC. That's no longer kind of a factor. It's more of familiarity is the biggest thing. The jump from console to PC is you're going from a piece of hardware that was designed for really one thing, which was to game. The interface is designed for
couch.
gaming. It's from a couch. It's designed to be used with a controller. PCs, again, old thought, not talking about SteamOS, not talking about the other, all-in-one solutions like the ROG Ally
'cause I
and
was
the
gonna
Steam
go to
Deck and all of
SteamOS
that,
next, but yeah.
things of that nature. That barrier, we'll ignore that for argument's sake right now. A average console gamer thinking, I want to go get a gaming PC, now it has to deal with Windows and all of its functions. You have to deal with the Steam platform. You have to deal with the Epic platform. You have to deal with all these other launchers and things of that nature. That, again, if you want to go play GTA, that's a completely separate launcher. You have to go and deal with. The barrier is higher for someone who is not familiar with that ecosystem. So when you're having to commit someone who's on a PS5 right now, you want them to be a PC gamer, what is their main reason to jump to that? Higher performance was always the main one of what we argued, and it was always game prices are going to be cheaper for you. You're going
And
to be,
multiplayer is free.
and that is another thing. Is you're not having to get a subscription to use your internet.
because the real thing here, and again, I'm looking at this strictly from a but the financial aspect of it is one of the big points. But it's just a on its face, on paper, just comparison. But like again, you can, with the state of things now, with like Xbox streaming, with a streaming game service, or even Steam, you can get a little, I can't think of a model off the top of my head, but you can get a small mini PC that would have the same performance as a PS5 as far as hardware performance for less money than the PS5.
Not okay. So that argument,
Something with a Ryzen APU in it, you mean to tell me wouldn't be the same performance as a PS5?
no. And the big reason why that is all about the optimization that the developer does for that single piece of hardware, that PS5. If you're comparing a PS5 versus, again, a mini PC with a high-end APU, you still have additional overhead that you're going to have to deal
How
with.
much are PS5s running right now?
A
450
a-
for the
450.
base
For-
ones.
okay.
650 for the pro.
Yeah, for a digital only, it's like, I think it's actually 400 is the
For sorry.
MSRP
Yeah.
on those. So you're talking $400, and again, that comes with the console, all of its connections, and a controller. When you buy the mini PC, you're only getting the mini PC, so you need to have your own HDMI cable, way to interface with it, and obviously a display. Same thing with the console. So you are having to then piecemeal that together. Then you're having to go through the installation process of getting all the software you need on there to then even play a game, download, install, play a game. Then you have to go through the settings optimization to then try to get it running in a happy enough place to play the game.
Which
And
I
then
think that
then you're off to the races.
But then, I think for I see your argument. I'm not discounting your argument. I think you are overcomplicating it a bit. I think that a significant percentage of gamers, even console gamers, I'm not talking about all of them.
No, I'm going.
About
I'm going off this from a recent experience of what I just did. I sold a gaming PC to a dedicated console gamer, and I had to walk him through this entire process of he wanted to play Fortnite with his friends on a PC.
Mhm.
I just went from this person doesn't even really know how to use this computer for gaming, from basically no knowledge to I can now game every single step. This is what the average consumer, at least from my opinion.
As I said, I understand that that's a percentage of console gamers. I do not believe that that is the majority, that's the overwhelming percentage of console gamers.
I think it legitimately
I could be giving too much credit, but I think that there is a large enough percentage of console gamers that use a Windows computer and get it.
Okay, here's the thing.
Because you install Steam, put the icon on your desktop.
Steven,
install Epic.
Put this in the context of you work on the help desk again, and you're having to support someone to try and print a PDF.
Because I'm not going to be doing this with a 65-year-old woman. No offense to 65-year-old women.
You're having to explain a semi-technical process to someone who may not be familiar.
To John's point, most console gamers these days are probably going to be either the Nintendo kids, like the families that buy that, or they buy like maybe 3 games. Like they have either their annual sports games, so like FIFA or Madden or Call of Duty. Like that's just kind of their bread and butter, and that's about it. Like they buy the console, they play the 1 or 2 games, and then that's it. Like if you're thinking of like a hardcore, they're going out and buying all the things, then I would agree. But I think the majority
of all these people have a computer.
Do they? That's the question. Most people just use their phones.
One human being that you know in this world that doesn't have a computer.
I can name a few actually.
That doesn't use a computer for work. That doesn't have one at home.
Steven,
that doesn't
using a computer at work is different than using one at home.
But they use one.
So
they know how a computer
hold on. I'm gonna solve his argument with. I'm gonna solve his argument. I'm gonna solve your argument with one simple thing.
That's the thing. I'm not trying to make an argument. I was simply trying to offer a thought experiment. You're arguing with me because you're saying I'm wrong.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yes, you are.
I'm saying the barrier to entry is a bit steeper in that context. Now, again, I push something aside for argument's sake. That entire process, that entire perception of what a PC gamer was, of you have to do all this stuff to play your game, there's a reason you have things now that has been incredibly popular for this exact reason. Steam Decks with Steam OS, it simplifies that entire thing of, I am a console gamer here. I know I buy that box. It plays my game. I now want to play on PC. Hey, look, that box right here, that has my game on it. It's this handheld thing here. Oh, wait, this isn't made by Microsoft or PlayStation. This is, or sorry, Nintendo. Sony or Nintendo. This is made by Steam. Obviously, we're familiar with Steam.
Everything's made by Nintendo.
This now boots up into an interface that they are very familiar with. It's laid out very simple of, here's games. Go buy, download, play game. It just works. That's what the majority of people, when they make the switch, they want it to do. They want to sit down at my computer, hit play on a game, and I'm done.
Not sit down on anybody's computer. Sit down on John's computer and Hit play and
one of John's computers. That's where you have things of why SteamOS has now been such a high demand, and luckily, actually, just released this time recording not that long ago. You can now build dedicated machines running that software and provide that solution. Where, hey, Steven, you can take someone who really doesn't have a decent, okay-ish level of computer knowledge, that really just wants to say, hey, your niece right now, she wants to go play Fortnite with her friends. Awesome. Here's a Steam Deck. You install Fortnite directly on it. You hand it to her and say, here you go.
I would be very
We're off.
angry if they let a 2-year-old play Fortnite.
I know, but just argument's sake, Steven.
Fortnite's also the worst example because that's locked behind
Yes.
Epic, and that you do have to jump through some.
I
hoops to get
understand that.
running on the Steam Deck.
This is just argument's sake.
Steven, there is also one more thing that has not been brought up tonight that you have to consider. Most younger people nowadays
Mhm.
don't have a computer because they have a cell phone. And if they do have a computer, it's a Chromebook that they were using for school. They don't actually have a PC anymore.
That is also true because you have to remember these are iPad kids that are now
Mhm.
growing up that are used to
I want
tapping
my
on
Xbox
shiny icons.
360 back.
So to Steven's credit, I would agree that it's not that
Because
complicated to
if
get
you-
Steam up and running because you just open the browser, go to
If
Steam.
you had a nice
download, start it.
friend who had some
You have to go
halfway
through Edge
sense,
first, and that's a pretty
who
big
knew how a
barrier.
computer
Do what?
worked,
You have to go through Edge first.
If
That's
you-
a pretty big barrier.
if you got one of these mini PCs, hooked it up to your television, had a controller that hooked up to it, you push the button, you let it boot into the operating system, your nice friend would have set up Steam as a startup program for you, so it just opens when the thing turns on, and oh look, there's the place where all my games are. You
Except for
click
Fortnite.
down, click your game, and it
Fortnite's
does
in
the
Epic
same
Game Store.
thing. Okay, fine. You
Yes.
have shortcuts on your freaking desktop. And
I
you
agree.
Move
I agree.
over the shortcut
Steven,
and double click
I'm
it.
on your side
It's
on this
not
one.
that. It's like
What?
one extra step than what
Exactly.
you're talking about.
Exactly. But what you are, yes, it is one extra step, but what you just asked for, what you just asked was for a computer to act natively like a console. That wasn't a thing until Steam made it a thing. People have been trying to do that for years. Steam Big Picture Mode. Yes, you could natively boot that up, and yes, it would act like a console. But you, as the user, had to go through with some knowledge and set that up. You have to remember, the average individual who wants to do this, they are lazy. They want to sit down, they want to hit go, and play a game.
The only thing that I'm remembering is the question that I proposed is how realistic is it here and now for gaming for a mini PC to replace a console?
Very
Nobody's
realistic.
answered that yet.
It is,
Unrealistic or realistic?
right now, it is the most realistic you can get with a large asterisk, as you still have to put a little bit of an expectation
Take the
as
user out
to
of it.
That's-
I
no, no,
want
no,
an
not the
answer without
user.
the user.
of performance. Performance is always that big one there of are you expecting to run everything at the highest settings, make it the most pretty thing in the world? No, it's not going to do that. If you want it to run similar to a console, like 30 or 60 FPS at like maybe
Yeah.
1080p
We'll
or
call it 60.
sometimes 4K,
Yeah.
maybe for certain older games, can you do that now? Realistically, from last time I've seen, actually, yes.
So, from somebody who comes at this from predominantly console and Mac, a $300, $400 mini PC from Amazon is going to play at mid to high settings most of the games I want to play, because most of the games I want to play are not the modern
AAA title.
AAA titles. These are like AAA titles from 5-10 years ago. Mostly 10 years ago, to be quite honest.
If you were looking at that way, I mean, yeah, and I guess that, yeah. That
So,
would
so
be-
for that particular market, for somebody like me, I have a laptop, I have computers, but I don't have a PC. The only reason I would buy a PC is for gaming purposes. I have a massive amount of Steam catalog that I only played briefly way back when, and I will never get through all of it. So I can just get a random mini PC off of Amazon. We're
if
good to
some-
go.
Like that's kind of and
Because
that's
the other thing is
vein
also
that I'm thinking
because
about
here's the
this
other thing is that I don't. For John, there's asterisks. For me, there's no asterisks. I don't care about the fidelity like he does.
and that's
I
kind of
want it
the-
to function.
And I didn't say this, but that's kind of the vein that I'm the thought experiment I'm thinking through this. You have a gamer who wants to go back and play through the Assassin's Creed catalog of games. I don't even remember what was the last one.
Oh,
It's been a while since the last one's
Then-
been released, right?
It was
And-
last year.
Actually, no, it was Mirage.
Was there a new one?
Yeah.
Or no, it was this year. It was
Yeah,
this year.
this
It
year.
was
No, there's the-
Shadows.
Oh, that's
Uh,
right. Yeah.
And then there
Yeah,
was the
the
Viking
Japanese
one or
one.
something. But
Yes.
let's say up until
We've had
The
two
first
after
four.
the
Let's
Viking.
okay. The first
not
the,
Black
so
Flag, the one after
the
Black
fir-
Flag,
the first
oh, Unity.
Revolution, Unity.
Unity is
sucked.
out
But
of
anyway,
Black
wants
Flag.
to play through the back catalog of say Assassin's Creed
You can
or
play
something
through
like that.
everything up until Mirage on an Xbox One. Because
So-
I have
Which
everything
a
up
mini
until
PC
Mirage.
with an APU would be able to handle at
It-
1080, 60 frames per second.
Yes,
super easy.
so it in theory can run it. The other Achilles heel to PC gaming, though, is-
Ubisoft.
I would say, is actually Windows, and Windows updates and new versions break a lot of old titles. And funny enough,
Some will.
the
Just
Assassin's
install
Creed
Windows
games,
7 on it, and you'll be fine.
the Assassin's Creed games are one of the ones that you do have to do third party patching
that was just
to
the
get
first.
it to work.
That was the first. Okay,
But
fine.
yes, but-
the Far Cry games.
Move
That's
away
actually
from
more
U-
realistic.
Yeah, move away from Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But yes, so that's one thing you always have to remember is like they're console gamer brain here, right? Until recently, it was always this console is allowed a PlayStation 3 only plays PS3 games. A Xbox 360 only plays 360 games, right? PS5 and Xbox One and Xbox Series started introducing backwards compatibility where a PS5 game can play a PS4, a Xbox Series X can play an Xbox One game, or some 360 games, all the way back to original Xbox games. They allowed that. But that's a recent mindset change that you always have to remember. Thinking back on it, Steven, it was rare that you had a new console being able to play old console games.
No, it's not. Hold on a minute. No, Xbox has always been able to do that. That's been a staple of the Xbox series like since the very beginning. Because when I got my 360, the games that I actually played more often were my original Xbox games,
It
not
wasn't
360
the
games.
full library.
It was a
It's still
significant
not the
portion.
full
It was a
library.
No,
significant
correct,
portion.
but
of
it
Every
is a
game that I
significant
owned,
library.
and it wasn't a ton, but I had about a dozen games
But
for
a
the original
360
Xbox,
but a
and the 360 played all of them.
But a 360 wouldn't play a PlayStation 3 game.
Well, no, because that was cross-platform. But as far as within the platform, within Xboxes or within PlayStations, that backwards compatibility's been a thing. Now it eventually stopped when it got to a later model, like you're saying, like a PS5 is not going to play an original PlayStation game, right?
Yeah,
It is actually
Does it?
not on disc, but
Not-
they do
not-
have
Let's
they
not
do
do
have
that.
emulation.
not
But we're talking
not
about-
I'm
natively.
just sticking a disc in.
Yeah,
and
not
actually
not
playing it
natively.
back.
So again, there was always like, sure, there was some limitations to it. You could do it, but there was always a limitation to it. On PC, it was as long as the code still works, you could technically play a game all the way back from the early 90s on your current modern platform right now. That is something that you have that entire back catalog available to you on the consoles. Until recently, there was always like, well, you can play this game, but you can't play that game. This game, actually, you can't put the disc in and won't read it, but you have to go to the store and you have to go buy this version of it and it'll work. There was always a little bit of mess to it.
So
some might say nuance.
in terms of like, just as a side note, in terms of like the best available options for backwards compatibility in consoles, the original launch PS3 was the best. So it was 3 generations of games.
You can play PS3, PS2, and PS1 all natively
Native.
on one machine.
Like PS1 was emulation, but it was still
Yeah.
you could pop in the disc,
And
play
it
the game.
would work.
The second, the runner-up would be the Wii U, because you could play Wii U games on disc, Wii games on disc, and with Homebrew, you could play GameCube discs on the Wii U.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
because
sick.
that was one of the most like annoying things is with the Wii, because the Wii had until a later version had native GameCube ports on it. It's like, oh, you can play GameCube games on your Wii. Awesome. Wii U technically it is a new console, but it sounded like it's an iteration.
There was an adapter.
There was a USB adapter you can plug GameCube controllers in, but if you put a GameCube game in a Wii U, nothing doesn't work.
Because Nintendo just kind of locked it.
But
They wouldn't
it
let you play
would
it.
emulate the game just like what the Wii would allow you to do on some of their old titles, like old N64 games, things of that nature. It had a already built-in native emulator.
I have a special place in my heart for GameCube because that was the console that I played. Now this is my cousin's console, my cousin's game. I'd only played it when I went to visit him. But played a lot of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on that
Oh,
on
such a
that setup.
such a good
It's
game.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
special place in my heart.
All the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games were great. But to bring us back to the current state of gaming, I have a question for everybody.
Sure.
What is a current game? By that I mean something that has come out within the last year, or a upcoming game that you just are really looking forward to.
Endless Legend 2.
Endless Legend 2.
Endless Legend is one of the best 4X games ever. And I would argue that it's better than Civ, just because of how differently each of the factions plays, how the districts, it's not districts, forget how the map is broken up, but the different areas are broken up. Just the way that it plays is just phenomenal. That's one that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm really excited for Endless Legend 2.
I can't remember. Are the maps procedurally generated?
Yes.
Like, okay. That's what I thought. I can remember.
If you had asked me this question, I would say a month and a half ago, like 6 weeks ago, then I would very quickly answer with Farm Sim 25.
Ooh.
But honestly, with you asking this question, but I can't say that now because I haven't played it weeks now. Like I think I've finally kind of just fallen off the but it's but I will. I
Is it
want
because you
I
don't
wanna
have
just comment on this quickly. Like
200 gig of mods?
I don't want to get. No, it's only like 60 something.
Okay.
Mods are fairly small, but that's not the point. I don't want to go off on a huge tangent on this, but it really just got down to so I got Farm Sim 19, played it a bunch, fell in love with it. Got Farm Sim 22, played it a crap ton, and then 25 came out. I was very excited for 25. They had some cool looking features and stuff that were supposed to come out with it and all that good stuff. Played it since I got it when it came out, very shortly after it came out, and then I've been playing it since up until almost 2 months ago. And it came out. I'm not gonna say they ruined it, but they kind of sort of did. Somehow they took a game that was progressively getting more and more like was increasing in its simulator-ness, whatever how you want to put that.
The detail,
the reality of the
The
simulation
realism.
part, the physics of it, the models of the machines, the things that they did, all that kind of stuff. And then somehow took 3 steps back and made it arcadey. The physics and the movements of things are a lot more like deliberately arcadey. They're just poppy and not smooth and stuff like that.
Like Need for Speed Most Wanted-ish?
Almost kinda. The gameplay itself is very arcadey. The graphics, like just the
Don't say
shaders
that
that
about-
they're using, are
Sorry, Steve.
actually, now that you mentioned Need for Speed, the Need for Speed graphics, the shaders were
Yes.
like really
The-
saturated.
The little
Yeah.
bit and the little bit
They
of
did
cell
that-
shading to it.
They did
Yeah,
that with Farm Sim
That's
in a way.
gross.
That's
Like it's
weird.
subtle, but it's noticeable. It's like not that like hyper realism. That wasn't the motivation. And so that has gradually over time really just gotten me like where I'm like, I don't really get excited about this anymore.
So, John, I was not knocking Need for Speed there. That was just what he was reminding me of.
The-
I love Need for Speed
Say,
Most Wanted.
the original Most Wanted, not that crappy
yeah,
other
no,
game
no,
that
no,
was
no.
called Most Wanted.
no, that doesn't exist.
No,
That's called.
the
That's
one
called.
the one that
The
released
remastered?
before. No, it was a completely different game. No, the one that came out right before Carbon, Most
Mhm.
Wanted, awesome. Also underrated game, Need for Speed Carbon. Do highly recommend. It was actually
It
really
still
I
good.
didn't
plays
like
well,
it my
too.
first playthrough. The second time I played through it, I'm with you.
Oh, here, this is not on topic that I started, but Midnight Club.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Love
was a
that.
Midnight
great
Club or
game.
Midnight Club 2?
Midnight Club 2,
Yeah.
Dub
Two.
Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that was that's like asking like Need for Speed Underground or Underground 2. It's always Underground 2.
Yeah.
I love Underground, but Underground 2 all day.
For me, there is I don't know if you really consider this an upcoming game. It's one of the Steam Early Access games that's they announced their 1.0 release in October. It's called Necess, Necsse.
I have it. It is great.
Yeah, Necess is a lot of fun. It's this little like
I've never heard of it.
top down.
It's like a top-down Terraria clone
Yeah,
almost.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. But you also have like
NPCs that
yeah
you can
NPC automation
control
with
and-
it.
command,
And you can you can make them farm for you, go mine for you, or you can build your own little party out of them and go raid a dungeon. But the cool part about it is most games like this are single player only. With Necess, you can bring in friends and you can just pop in and out. And it would very Terraria like you do not have to, or your character can transfer between worlds. So I'm really looking forward to 1.0.
It's a very well designed game.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's one of the things I like the most about it is that there is no skill tree. Everything that you have is item based.
It's very Terraria like.
Yeah, so you can mix and match in like spellcraft builds.
Yeah,
a
because
lot with it.
they took all the best parts of Terraria and then made it top down, and then added on all sorts of awesome features
Yeah,
to it as well.
you keep saying Terraria. Like the last time I played that game, it was on an Xbox 360. It was a good game.
Terraria is one of those games where I think I own it for almost every single console that it came out on that I own. Like I have it,
Including
for,
your phone.
I have it for Android. I have it for. I didn't buy it for iOS. I did buy Minecraft for iOS, but I never bought Terraria. I don't think I have it for. I have Terraria for the 3DS. I have it for the Wii U,
I didn't even know it was on
the
3DS.
PS3, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, PC on Good Old Games. I haven't bought it on Steam, but I don't really need to. I have it on everything else.
Nope, you gotta get one more copy.
Vita. I have the Japanese copy for the Vita.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it. I think I own it on almost every console that it came out on.
I thought I was bad about the ridiculous amount of Skyrims that I have, or
Skyrim.
like the amount of times I have repurchased Gears 1 like on so many different platforms. I was like, no, I'm good.
I've only got 3 copies of Skyrim because
I
I have.
Oh god.
Well, if you count VR, then 4. But I've got. Oh, okay, so I've got Steam, Good Old Games, Nintendo Switch, and then Xbox 360.
So
360, Xbox One.
are you counting Skyrims?
Yes.
Okay.
360, Xbox One, PS3. I own it. Standard edition on Steam, Legendary edition on Steam, Legendary edition on GOG. And then I know I have another copy somewhere. I may have bought it on PS4 or PS5. I know I have it's like 7 copies of Skyrim.
Nice.
So Nathan, are there any games that have come out within the last year or are upcoming that you have an eye on? Nope.
I got one, and I've said the franchise numerous times, but by God, I'm ready to get hurt again. They're doing Gears of War E-Day, and I am super excited. E-Day, Emulsion Day. This is a prequel to the main story, which is post like a lot of the main war. So we're not gonna get into the Gears lore and all that, but they're bringing back my boy, Mr. Dom.
This is
alive.
like the origin story for them, right?
Yes,
I
this
remember
is their
seeing this
origin
now.
story, and
I still
I'm
have
waiting.
several games that I've had for a while that I haven't played yet. So it's one of the games that right now for me is if something pops up that looks interesting, cool. Like the most I know about games right now are going to be everything that launched with this Switch 2, just because that's what's out now. Anything regarding any of the other handheld consoles, I couldn't care less about new games. I'd be playing old games on them.
Real quick, I think this is a fitting final topic. Don't have to go into too much hyper detail, but I just thought of this, and I would like to get y'all's thoughts on current state of how relevant is VR gaming still, and is there greater things on the horizon, or do we think it's just going to continue being about what it is for the foreseeable future?
It's gonna continue to be an accessory for main gaming for a long time, and there's
If Valve's rumored new headset doesn't take off.
correct. And again, they're old. Their Index, awesome. Their Vive, awesome. Look, they're awesome. They're really good. But here's the thing: is VR is still a very small niche of all gaming.
Mhm.
There is enough for it that it can grow into something cool, but I still feel we are more limited about the technology and the experience you can provide through it. And we haven't hit that next iteration that's going to push it into the mainstream yet. We're getting closer. VR has come a ridiculously long way. Like the tracking is
the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation VR 2
Yeah.
for the PS5 is really good.
yeah, and you don't have to put like base stations around to actually tracking anymore. The inside out tracking in these headsets are really good. The pass through features of these headsets have
The
gotten
barriers to entry
really-
are lowered, but
Yeah.
it's still very cost prohibitive.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
as soon as they
It's right at the
again
threshold.
Yeah.
if you can continue to release like what the Quest 3 and actually when I bought the Quest 2 at that $300 barrier to entry, that is a much easier ask, and I still think that needs to go down, but you're really needing to have VR take off a lot for it to bring the
those
price
that-
down further.
You just mentioned like let's say like the PlayStation 1, the Quest, the current just
Yeah,
you know,
the
the
Quest
Meta
are standalone.
Quest
have-
3.
do they have does it have eye tracking?
It doesn't have eye tracking.
Okay.
In it.
The PSVR 2 does.
It does.
Oh, that
It
one
does.
does. Okay, I
It
couldn't
does.
remember if that one.
That was
did.
one of the big features of it.
Got it.
And that's why part of why the performance is so good. But so the problem with the PSVR 2 is the cost mainly
Yeah.
because you have to have a PS5.
Right.
So that's like $500 right there. And then it's another $500 on top of that.
Oh.
400.
wow.
It's I thought it was 400.
The PS
After
I'm
tax,
pretty
it's
sure
gonna
it may
end
be
up
just
being
like a
500.
bundle.
yeah,
It's $500, but last I had checked, it's roughly like $1,000 to get
Yeah.
into it.
yeah. And again, that's where it's like if you're paying $1,000, if you already have a decent computer out there, just get one of a standalone headset. Like I know the PSVR 2, Sony has stated that yes, they will make this one standalone to be able to work on a PC eventually. As far as I'm aware, that update hasn't
It does.
come out yet.
It does support not directly. I'd have to go back and take a look, but it is you can use it for PCs.
Okay, which that is good. That means at least again because like the first PSVR that was on the PlayStation 4, that was hard locked to that console. You can as soon as you got the next
There was
gen
an
console.
adapter that I did buy, and it works okay.
Yeah, but it was designed only for that console,
Yeah.
not really for anything else used. So that's where it's like the PC based ones. Like again, you have HP that has a headset. You have
Yeah, that surprised me.
and they have it's actually a really good headset.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where it's like you have all these
I think
other
that's the one I've
companies
seen is really highly recommended for sim racing.
it's for sim racing. It's actually used quite a bit in business. Like that's where it's VR has it's really awesome like cool ecosystem that it has right now of all these individuals and these companies that are really trying to push VR, but it hasn't broken yet into that mainstream where it's fully acceptable. Because again, you still have to remember you are sitting or standing in the middle of your room, waving your arms around, typically playing a game. That's just not as socially acceptable as it is like right now for the average consumer sitting on your couch with either your phone, a tablet, or like your controller on your TV playing a game. That's typical. So that's where you're having to change some of that mentality going, well, this was gaming here. Now this is the new age gaming because the biggest barrier to entry I have with VR for the most part, if you want full standalone, is you have to have the space. You have to have a decent amount of room. That way you're not smacking your controller into a ceiling fan, into your TV, into the floor, a wall, things of that nature, causing a lot of damage like what happened like with the original Wii of people launching remotes like all the way across the room into TVs, breaking all that
I
stuff.
wonder why they made silicone covers for the,
Or
the
lanyards.
remotes.
Silicone covers and the wrist straps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
wrist
wrist
straps,
straps. Luckily, VR already learned from that, and majority of them already came with the wrist straps.
Yeah.
But it was that the barrier to entry is continuing to go down, but we haven't hit that nice level yet of going. This is now acceptable for
The masses.
So the market share is growing. It's just not there yet. The positive news on this, again, we're still seeing new headsets coming out. If we weren't seeing iterative headsets like every few years, that's where you go. Like it just won't.
I do think it's really funny that like Windows really phased out the mixed reality, and
Yep.
then like almost as soon as they phase that out, Apple comes out with the Vision Pro.
You
They're
have
like, you know what?
you
Yeah.
have
We're gonna give it a
that.
go.
you have Meta's mixed reality headset that they have, which I haven't really seen much about. I don't know if are they still pushing that project.
It is still in process. They had a few large content creators and other people out to and they did a video with it. You couldn't see what they were seeing, but like Marquis Brownlee or Marquise Bradley
Marquez.
whatever MKBHD.
There you go.
He went out there and he did a review on it, but there hasn't been anything on it since
Are
then.
people
And-
still getting bullied in the metaverse?
I don't know
Yes,
anything about that.
that is a thing. Who's partnering with Ray-Ban with their smart glasses
Meta.
that they thank you, Meta. Because those ones, that mixed reality it's not a headset, it's actual glasses. That's where I think we're gonna see VR kind of head more into is that direction because that's again
AR. I think we talked about
The
this on
AR
a previous
glasses.
we're
episode.
and
If
we'll
I
have to
rem-
do another episode later, like an update on that.
Yeah.
But again, I still hold that like AR makes way more sense
I
for the
think-
masses than VR.
yeah. 'Cause I
Another
mean,
thing that-
again, those things are actually sick. I've seen a lot of tech demos, and I've seen people who've recorded video directly off those and used it like that right there. Again, this is finally Google Glass,
I was
like coming into like
Yeah.
proper fruition.
I was just
10
about to
years
say
later.
something about Google Glass. I was like 2 people back in line to get one back when they first launched, and I almost had one. And
Dang.
then by the time they did a second run of them, I couldn't get them at that time, and I am so sad that I missed that on that because
Yeah,
that's
those
just
those were so interesting.
yeah that it and at this point I'm sad I missed out on it because it is such a nobody looked on them fondly at the time, but looking back, like between the Glass and then the next AR anything were several years. Like they were
lot of
so
years.
far ahead of
They killed it themselves if they'd released one that did not have a camera. I stand by this. If Google had released Google Glasses without a camera, it would have taken off.
I agree with you, but what I'm getting at here is it is a marquee and turn point technological advancement that got swept under the rug,
Yeah.
and
For
I
literally like 10 years.
yeah, and I wish I had one so bad.
Yeah, it's almost it's that like I mean you will be able to treat it as a museum piece at some point.
Yeah.
Like point and say this was
Well,
that moment.
then to circle back basically on the topic of the current state of gaming is looking at the mainstream side, it's pretty bleak. But if you're looking at the indie side, or you're looking at, again, you're just wanting to enjoy gaming with your friends, things of that nature, there are tons and tons of backlog of older titles and consoles and things of that nature. You can have
Cheap.
It just an absolute just infinite amount of fun.
Yep.
So you don't have to always get caught up on, like I say, with any technology, that bleeding edge. You don't always need the latest, greatest thing out there.
A great example of this is Ark and Ark Survival Evolved. Ark Survival Ascended. Ark Survival Ascended. They just pushed out a Unreal Engine 5.5 update, and it's gone terribly. Like ASA to begin with has not been the greatest launch ever, especially since they were supposed to release Ark 2 instead of ASA. But the original Ark Survival Evolved is still a great game and doesn't have half the glitches that ASA does. It's not as pretty. I mean, it is what it is. It's running on the old Unreal Engine 4, and while that has some great physics and other stuff to it, nothing competes with Unreal Engine 5 from a pure visual perspective right now. But you have to be able to run it to get those visuals.
Yeah.
And even with a
Well, and at the end of the day, if you're playing a game, it's meant to be fun.
Yeah, if
And
you're not,
totally
if,
agree.
if
it
you're not
doesn't
enjoying
matter
yourself,
how
then why?
pretty it is. Like the prettiest game in the world, if it runs poorly, it's not going to be fun, and that's not the point of playing the game.
yeah, I remember whenever I bought Ark Survival Ascended, I bought it whenever under the whole premise of I buy this, I get ASA and eventually Ark 2. I'm not sure that's actually happening anymore, but I remember launching it. I was in Discord with John when I did, and I sent this screenshot, and it is absolutely beautiful. But it is a single screenshot while I was getting 19 FPS.
Yeah. On a 7900 XTX.
Yeah,
like
wh-
not a
like,
low end card.
7900 XTX, 7950 X3D. Like you almost can't get better unless you at that
At
time.
that time, yeah.
The only thing that would have taken it the step up was probably actually if I had taken it back down to the 7800 X3D because of some performance stuff we found out a little bit more later, and a 49. That's the only way it would have got better, and even then I probably would have only gotten 5 FPS.
Yeah.
So basically, round it up is if you're not enjoying what you're playing, why don't you maybe look a little bit to the past,
Go
or
mow your lawn.
Or get a Steam Deck.
I
There
was-
it is.
I was saying
Touch
it's like-
grass. Quit playing all your
Don't-
fangled your games
Yeah.
and your consoles. Go outside and play in the yard like
With
you're
your Steam
supposed
Deck.
to.
I need to mow my yard.
that too. Yeah, I mean, again, go focus on the companies that are actually trying to push gaming forward and not just
make
trying
it-
to milk it for
keep
every
it fun.
cent it can. Yeah,
Not just
exactly.
make it fun, but keep it fun.
Exactly. Steven,
Do your thing.
close us out.
Oh, you're just waving your hand at me.
I was
didn't know if
trying-
that was the signal. Thanks everybody for joining us on Hostility in the Morning, this podcast that we host and talk about stuff and things that we hope that you'll enjoy. If you stayed this long and like what you heard, please leave a comment and let us know, good or bad. We would love to hear from you. You can also hit us up on X, Facebook, Instagram, or you can email us at info@hostilityinthemorning.com. We upload every other Tuesday, very, 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 very early in the morning on Substack, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. If you want a one-stop shop for everything hostile, you can find everything at hostilityinthemorning.com. And remember, have a hostile morning.